Here's an exercise demonstration video for the at-home version of the couch stretch. Now the couch stretch gets its name because you can and should do this one at home up against the front of your couch. So if we use this weightlifting keg as a stand-in for our couch, you could do this same exercise with the front of a footstool or another piece of furniture or even the corner of the wall and the floor. Normally, we would sit on the couch here watching TV. What we're going to do instead is use this section right against the floor along the front. So what I like to do is start aligned sideways. So I have my side against the wall. I'm going to stretch my left leg first by putting my hands down, pivoting on that knee, and bringing my foot up against the keg or the other object. Now when you do your couch stretch, this might be enough stretch for you right here, even with your other knee still on the ground. Particularly if you focus on clenching your glutes and pushing your belt buckle down and forward. Achieving that alignment makes for much more of a stretch through the front of the hip. Now if you can, you will want to bring your foot flat on the ground and eventually bring your body into this vertical position. So your shoulders are right above your hips right above the knee. You can see here I have this black line along the side of my shorts. That's a good visual representation of the vertical position we want to achieve. It's not uncommon for people to do this one and to end up in a position that looks more like this. They might even say they don't feel as much of a stretch. And it's because their body has this big curved shape to it. Instead, keep the abs and the glutes a little bit toned to maintain that alignment, and you'll feel a much more intense stretch. Finally, when you're doing this one, make sure you keep the posture even up into the back of your neck. And if you want to make it a little more intense, after you've got the tone in the abs and the glutes, you can reach one hand up to the ceiling. I like to reach up with whatever hand is down to the floor. So left knee on the ground, left hand up to the ceiling. Again, not overly arched, but keeping the body in that nice braced neutral position. When you're doing this one, it will feel pretty intense through these muscles along the front of the leg, but that intensity is part of what we want. So don't do this to such a level that you need to make a painful face or you feel your breathing pattern change. We want to keep that nice calm breathing pattern and nice neutral face. Feel that intensity, but don't take it to such a level where your body becomes apprehensive about what you're doing, because that will be counterproductive as your body tenses up to try to protect you itself from what we're doing. Remember, we want to have that challenge, but still keep it safe and tolerable. When we're in this neutral position and we have that little bit of tone and you feel that stretch, this is where we want to try to cultivate the most calm position. We want our body to be okay, not apprehensive about what it feels. That being said, it does have to be pretty intense because these are powerful muscles and we want to give a good stimulus for them to release some of their tension. When you do this one, it's pretty intense because we've taken some of the length of the quad, and by bending the knee this much, we've taken some of the slack out of the system before we even start to stretch from the hip side. So again, if you need to, you can make this one less intense by putting the knee down on the floor and by focusing on pushing the belt buckle down and forward so you still feel that stretch through the hip. Over time, work on bringing yourself up into this vertical position and understand that the couch stretch seeks to undo and to combat the shortening that comes from prolonged sitting. So the less time you can spend sitting, the less time you'll need to reverse by doing the couch stretch. One of my favorite moves, and while it can be uncomfortable, it's absolutely worth it. So make sure that you include this one regularly. Hope it's helpful. See you next time.